Hello there. You are welcome to today's update on our geopolitical space. It is no longer new that the BRICS 16th summit just ended, which saw an increasing indication of 13 new nations, Uganda being one of the most talked about. You might be wondering why this is so, but here's what we have to give you leads as to what it means for Uganda joining the bloc. Also, many African and Asian countries are increasingly showing interest in joining the bloc in the future, and questions remain as to when Namibia will be joining the bloc, seeing it was part of the 15th summit held in South Africa, following an invitation from the BRICS Alliance. Let's get down first to Uganda's much-discussed joining of BRICS and what it really means. When the BRICS, a growing bloc of the world's major developing economies, announced Uganda among the 13 new partner countries, there were questions as to what this meant and why Uganda, of all the others in the East. It was the only country preferred by the BRICS in the East African community, which is dominated, arguably in all measures, by Kenya in terms of economic might, population, and levels of development. Original members include Brazil, Russia, India, and China, BRIC, which were later joined by South Africa to form BRICS. In the Eastern African region, only Ethiopia is a full member, having joined at the beginning of this year along with Egypt. According to the BRICS definition, the Russian presidency will hold consultations with the partner countries to make membership of BRICS official, though the date for this development was not mentioned, but could be within a year. If not by the end of the year, then next year, and the responsibility will pass to the Brazilian presidency. Brazil's Foreign Minister Mauro Vieira told the country's media, adding that the leading BRICS countries had reached a consensus on the criteria and principles to inform the expansion of the bloc. When Ethiopia joined BRICS, along with Egypt and Iran, they accessed all the benefits that come with belonging to the now 3.3 billion population bloc, which also accounts for more than a quarter, $28 trillion of the global GDP. Apart from geopolitics, the benefits include closer economic cooperation, increasing multilateral trade and development, free flow of innovation and information, easier cross-border movement, and generally improved cross-border business operations. For instance, bilateral lending between member countries is planned to remain at not more than 2% per year, a critical development for countries like Uganda, which are experiencing dwindling sources of external support. As a partner, Uganda and the other countries will be involved in negotiations with the president of BRICS to assess how ready they are for full-fledged or any other BRICS membership, according to the procedures adopted at the 2023 BRICS Summit in Johannesburg, South Africa. A country seeking to enter the bloc has to formally convey their intentions to the chair of the bloc, and this is then discussed by the personal representatives of a member state's leader, shepherds, and foreign ministers, who then consider the application before recommending it to the top leaders. If any of the 5 original members of BRICS rejects a name, the country is not admitted. While the status and the rights and obligations of the partner countries are yet to be made public or outlined, they are not expected to have voting rights that members like Ethiopia, South Africa, and Egypt enjoy. Uganda's benefits from BRICS are therefore likely to be visible after a successful vetting or probationary period. The International Municipal BRICS Forum ambassador in Uganda, Patricia Kishemer, says that as its ambassador to Uganda, this shift represents a chance for African nations like Uganda to reduce their dependence on Western powers and expand alliances with emerging economies. For Uganda, this opens avenues to strengthen international relations beyond the West, fostering new partnerships with BRICS nations such as Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. This diversification could lead to more equitable trade agreements, increased investments, and greater diplomatic influence, she says in a commentary. She also looks forward to that moment, which will mean diversified sources of external finance and ease the challenges that are increasingly coming with negotiating with traditional lenders. Africa and Uganda especially have been left to the whim of lenders like the IMF and World Bank. BRICS presents new financial alternatives such as the New Development Bank, which supports public projects through equitable lending and participation. She stated that through trading with BRICS, African countries could reduce dependency on the US dollar and lessen the vicious debt burden and sanctions. Moving on to Namibia and when it will join BRICS, here is what you need to know. Namibia did not attend the 2024 BRICS summit held in Moscow, Russia, as the country was not invited. The Namibian presidency issued a statement to clarify the country's absence at the recent BRICS summit, explaining that Namibia is not currently a member of the BRICS bloc, which is composed of Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. According to the presidency, Namibia was not expected to attend the summit, as formal membership is a prerequisite for participation in BRICS discussions and decision-making processes. While Namibia has shown interest in building stronger ties with emerging economies, including those within the BRICS Alliance, the country has yet to take steps toward formal membership. The presidency emphasized that Namibia remains open to exploring potential partnerships and collaborative opportunities with BRICS nations, but has not made any official moves to join the bloc. The statement also highlighted that Namibia's current focus is on strengthening its regional and continental relationships, as well as addressing domestic economic priorities. At this stage, the government is evaluating the potential benefits and implications of BRICS membership, but has not committed to any definitive course of action. Namibia will continue to monitor developments within the BRICS group while prioritizing its own national interests and regional partnerships in the near term. Presidential spokesperson Alfredo Hengari confirmed on Wednesday that Namibia's participation in last year's BRICS summit, held in South Africa, was only as an observer, not as a participant. Namibia was invited as an observer to last year's summit, but did not receive an invitation this year because the country is not a member of BRICS, Hengari stated. Namibia has yet to make any formal or informal moves toward membership. The government has not made any official steps toward joining BRICS at this stage, Hengari added. Despite the growing importance of BRICS in the global economy, Namibia's current strategy is to remain outside the bloc, although it continues to trade heavily with BRICS nations. Namibia's trade with BRICS amounted to $97 billion in 2022, surpassing its trade with other economic blocs. Economic analysts have weighed in on Namibia's position with regard to BRICS. Sheehan Joseph noted that Namibia could stand to benefit from closer ties with BRICS, particularly given the bloc's increasing influence. Namibia could gain from BRICS, especially in terms of reducing operational costs, attracting investment, and boosting economic growth. The country is already undertaking structural reforms under its 6th National Development Plan, Shihama said. Shihama also raised concerns about Namibia's relationship with other global trade partners, particularly the United States, in light of BRICS' expanding role. He pointed out that Namibia's preferential access to the U.S. market through the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, might diminish in the future. The loss of AGOA benefits could lead to financial setbacks in some industries, Joseph said. Namibia needs to pursue its own interests assertively to balance these challenges, he said. Joseph further commented on the potential impact of a single BRICS currency, which has been proposed by the bloc. The adoption of a single BRICS currency could potentially transform global financial systems, marking a shift away from the traditional dominance of the US dollar. As Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa explore the feasibility of a unified currency, this initiative could challenge the long-standing role of the dollar as the world's primary reserve currency. Although it is unlikely that the dollar will lose its reserve status in the immediate future, the emergence of a BRICS currency could gradually reduce global reliance on the dollar, leading to a more multipolar financial landscape. For Namibia, this development signals the importance of preparing for alternative financial arrangements that could mitigate risks associated with a changing global economy. Diversifying foreign reserves, developing stronger financial ties with emerging markets, and exploring new trade and currency exchange mechanisms could help Namibia adapt to this evolving environment. By proactively planning for these shifts, Namibia may enhance its economic resilience, ensuring that it is well-positioned to navigate the potential challenges and opportunities posed by a new international currency system. Here's where we wrap things for today. Thanks for stopping by and see you in our next video. Goodbye for now.